Okay, guys, welcome to Dave's LFC Chats, and Keith is back on with me. Keith, tomorrow night, Anfield, Chelsea are the visitors. A good Chelsea side, it has to be said. I can't wait for this. I'm looking forward to this game. You?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, I might have likened another couple of games under our belt now with players coming back. If I'm being honest, before we play them, they look like they've got a bit of a system going now. They're playing all right. Probably getting them a good bit out of that kind of team that they have. I still think there's a bit of a soft touch at the back. To be honest with you, I still think we can get at them. I think midfield is going to be very important tomorrow. To be honest with you,
yeah.
And up front, I think they're hot and cold. They're still hot and cold. To be honest with you, I don't think they found that blend up front. They seem to be mixing and matching between Werner and Giroud, and it'd be interesting to know who they start against us tomorrow. You'd fancy they'd go in with Werner playing against our high line. I think it's more about how we do than how they do tomorrow night, if I'm being honest. And how players coming back settle in and where he plays them and what he does. He's got options tomorrow night, which is a nice place to be. He's got a couple of players coming back, so we can mix it around a little bit. He can freshen it up a little bit. It'd be interesting to see what way he goes, to be honest with you. And I'd be amazed if he doesn't.
I'll tell you what's interesting for me. Fabinho looks like he's ready to rock and roll. Whether he plays him centre half or in midfield, I think he'll play him centre half, Keith. I really do. We look shaky against Sheffield United.
Yeah, I'd be amazed if he doesn't play him centre half, to be honest with you.
I would. Would you?
Yeah, I would. Like, he's probably going to go with the same midfield, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Naby Lam's there on the bench as well. He's looking good in training, apparently.
Yeah. He hasn't started them, to be honest with you. And even when he has been fit, he hasn't really started them in some of the bigger games.
No.
You probably think he's probably going to go with the same midfield and maybe the same front three. I think Jota, the way he's talking, sounds like he's going to come on from the bench. I don't think he's going to start.
Oh, no, he's not going to start. No, I'd say it's last 20. To be honest, even to have him on the bench would be a bonus, to be honest, Keith. Just have him there, and just in case we need him. I think he's a 20-minute man. Come on, maybe get the winner. Be brilliant.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you're still in the game when he is coming on, to be honest with you,
I mean, Tuchel's done a good job there, hasn't he? I mean, like, he took over, obviously, from Lampard, but he's an amazing squad. I mean, you know what I mean? He's someone else. Some bench they have, never mind that.
Yeah, it's probably, listen, on paper, it's probably second to City when you look at it, to be honest with you, in terms of its strength throughout the pitch, in terms of what they can bring on and the strength of their bench.
No doubt. But I tell you, one disappointment. You know, Timo Werner. I know we were linked with him heavily in the last 2 years. Hasn't really done it, has he?
No, certainly hasn't. And he's missing. Like, it's not as if he hasn't been played in. It's not as if he's not getting chances. He's had an absolute hat full of chances, and he's missed a lot. And I think he's a 100% confident striker. And if he's not getting that arm around the shoulder, and I don't think he's going to get it from Tuchel, and I don't think he would have got it off Frank Lampard as well, to be honest with you. I don't think he's that kind of manager. But I'd say he is a streaky, confident striker. And when his confidence is up, he's probably banging them in left, right, and centre. But it doesn't take an awful lot to knock his confidence, and his confidence certainly looks a little bit knocked now at the moment. He's missing a lot of chances. Snatching at stuff, not carrying it on an extra yard, taking it too early, all the stuff that you look at with a striker, kind of saying, you know what, he's struggling for a little bit of confidence. You see that in him. I still think he can probably come good under the right manager, to be honest with you. And Klopp, I'd say, was the right manager for him,
probably
to get the very best out of him. But that ship has sailed. And listen, on paper, it looks like we've dodged a bullet, to be honest with you.
Yeah, listen, I still like him as a player, but as you say, when you're a striker, it doesn't matter having a good game unless you don't score. It's all scoring goals. Has to be about scoring. Even in five-a-side football, it's about scoring goals.
You can see the mixed kind of attitudes to Bobby on Twitter, online. And no matter what he does, and he's pretty much going to be judged at the moment in terms of his return from a goal perspective, And I think all number 9s need to have a degree of judgment in around, your ability to score goals, to be honest with you. All the other stuff is absolutely fantastic. If the other lads are chipping in, you almost forget about it to a degree, and you allow it, because of all the other good stuff he does. But when we're struggling and we need goals, the spotlight will come on your number 9, won't it?
Yeah.
Just
especially if you're not even assisting. If you're not even assisting either. I mean, if you're assisting every game or every second game, making a goal, that's one thing. But if you're not scoring, I mean, even the goal he got against Sheffield United, it wasn't even on target when he shot.
No, it was going a good bit wide. It was going a good bit.
You know
Listen,
that's the look. That's the look.
yeah. But listen, he scored a great goal against Spurs, and I thought he might have kicked on and got a couple, and it didn't happen for him, you know. So, listen, it's great to see Joshua back, and hopefully he just slots back into the way he was before he got injured. No guarantees, but
no,
it's the odd goal we need, you know, just nicking a goal when we're on top, and that changes the whole, you know,
the whole dynamic.
The game changes, you know, score when you're on top, and that's it, you know, and everything changes. So
we've had no one on the bench to come on, Keith, to change games. Those 3 draws we got. Remember the West Brom, the Newcastle, the 0-0 Newcastle. Those draws could have easily been turned into wins, I think, with Jota there.
Oh yeah, well that's what was happening when he was playing. To be honest with you,
yeah.
You know, there was a lot of games where we were relatively dog shit now before Christmas. To be honest with you, we weren't playing absolute, and he was popping up with goals, you know, and important goals for us, even though we weren't playing great. And it probably kind of papered over a lot of the cracks that we were starting to see before Christmas, outside of the good wins that we had at Palace and against Leicester. But in and around that, you know, there's been some disjointed performances where somebody's just popped up and got a goal, and invariably it's been Joshua to do it. So listen, I'm just looking forward to having Fabinho back, and I'm looking forward to you know, I think Joshua will give a lift as well. You know, we put a little bit of pressure on the front three. That's what happened the last time, and hopefully he can kind of get a bit of a response, you know, because even rotating them all, he can play across the front three in any way. So, you know, rotating them alone lets them know that, hold on a second here, you're going to need to start stepping up to the plate now and contributing. And I think it worked when he was there before he got injured. Hopefully it has the same effect again.
I think the 11, obviously Alisson is back as well. I think that's nailed on. I think Alisson's nailed on the start. So that's another big thing. So the back four is interesting. Obviously you'll have Trent Robbo there. The question is, if Fabinho starts, who goes beside him? I actually like him on Phillips, but he has no pace, whereas your man Kabak is the other way around. He has a bit of pace.
I tell you what I like about, and I don't like about Kabak. And what I like about Kabak, I suppose, he is really cool on the ball. He brings the ball out. He's a good passer of the ball. And one-on-one situations playing in front, he just seems to be difficult enough to get past. But that slip ball down the side of that ball over the top, and to be honest with you, but that's centre half, and that's communicating. It doesn't look like he says an awful lot on the pitch, you know. And if you're playing Phillips in there beside him, he doesn't look like he says an awful lot. And the back four is all about communication. And if you've got Trent bombing on 20 yards, and you know, and the same thing with Robbo, you know, you're relying on both centre halves to have some sort of an understanding in terms of who sticks, who goes, and communication. And it's very hard to get that when you're going for number 20. Like it could literally be 20, you know, with Kabak and Fabinho. Yeah. Now, there's parts of his game I really like, to be honest with you. I think he's really cool under pressure. And he looks like he could be, he has the potential to be a Rolls-Royce defender. But he is susceptible to a ball down the side. He's susceptible to a ball over the top. I think he switches off a little bit. And a lot of the time, that's somebody a little bit more experienced and around him just communicate with him saying, you know, watch this or watch that, or he's behind you, he's gone, or, you know, because a lot of the time they're getting in between the two centre halves, and the runs are in behind him, and he's not reacting to it, right? Now, maybe Alisson is a better communicator as well when he's on the pitch. I don't know, but it does feel like, certainly in transition when the ball is turned over, and they look to play that quick ball down the channels or in between the back four, we do look like we suffer, and it's very easy to get in behind us.
Yeah.
So the two ways you stop that is obviously maybe step off a little bit, or just as soon as it's in transition, you're looking around to see where he is and you're on your bike. Or, you know, when we do transition the ball, we're pressing a lot better. I thought we pressed quite well against Sheffield United, and we stopped a lot of that. We stopped a lot of that ball. But then you saw against Leicester, when we weren't pressing, when we weren't at it, and they got their head up, you know, we were in all sorts of trouble. And a lot of the goals came from that. So I think it's way too soon to judge him. It's Giroud really, isn't it? Like, you know, if he starts Giroud,
very good.
You know,
that's why I have a feeling that Phillips might start with Fabinho, because he's good in the air.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, plus he's more, well, I'm not saying he's more experienced than Kabak. I mean, Kabak's played a full season for Schalke. I know they're crap and all that, but at least he played against the likes of Bayern Munich. You know, he played against some Dortmund, some good teams. He's a Turkish international, so he's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think,
And listen, it's a faster league, to be honest with you. He's going to have to get used to that, because the transitions, the plays, getting the ball forward, it's a lot faster, particularly when you come against the lesser sides who don't have as much of the ball. I suppose Chelsea will be a little bit more measured in their build-up play. They'll be trying to play through. They'll be getting it down the channels. There'll be more balls into feet and around the box. So I think Fabinho definitely starts in there, and then after that, then it could be one of the two. Yeah, it could be one of Phillips or one of Kabak, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So the midfield would stay the same with Gini, Thiago, and Jones. Jones is looking good actually as a player. I'm impressed with him so far.
Yeah, I think me too. To be honest with you, me too. I thought Wijnaldum though, was my man of the match the other night. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. A little bit slower, all right, in the first half. Second half though, he was just immense. He was everywhere. Carrying the ball, protecting, link up play. I just thought he was absolutely fabulous. Obviously, Jones got his goal, and Jones was fairly solid, to be honest with you, for the game, and got man of the match. So it's a bit of a coin toss, but I think Gini has just been magnificent. I don't see why he would change for this game. Why he would change that midfield?
No,
the only player you're looking at being there or thereabouts will be Keita to bring on, but he's probably better served as an impact sub. They'll match us up, I suppose, won't they? 4-3-3.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting one, kid. I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think there'll be much in it. Obviously, I'm hoping it goes Liverpool's way, but we've got to get this. We've got to get these bleeding losses. I think it's 4 in a row in Anfield. We've got to get not be 5 in a fucking row. At least not lose the game. But I mean, a win would be huge. If we can get a win there with the results today, with Sheffield United beating Villa and with Leicester only drawn away to Burnley.
Yeah.
It gives us a little back in the race, you know what I mean?
It puts us a couple of points off 4th place, and I think 4 points off 3rd, so certainly within striking distance. And as I said, everybody has to play everybody. We've got once we get Chelsea out of the way, do we have
Fulham at weekend at Anfield? Fulham?
Yeah. I still think out of the top 8, do we have, well, they're not in the top 8, but we've still Arsenal and United today.
United's not till the second last game or third last game.
No, that's fine. Season. Yeah, no, appreciate that.
It's a long way away.
Yeah, we've Arsenal. We've Arsenal away, have we?
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So, but after this, we've got a bit of a run that we can put together. It doesn't look now. Listen, that's been our Achilles heel all season. But if we can get over that, we probably have as good as any
decent run, a chance. And anyway, that's all you want.
Yeah.
You want a chance to get in the top 4.
This season, obviously, our expectations have been lowered significantly. 4th place is absolutely fine. Gets us into Champions League.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy talking about it. Here we are, first week in March, and we're talking about I take top 4, I take your hand off a top 4 right now. Now. I just take it forward, move on, forget about this crazy mad season we've had, which has just been. I did a video with the Coppish yesterday, Matt, and I was saying it's like the Twilight Zone, like an episode of the Twilight Zone for Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah. No, listen, anything that did go wrong. Like when you look at it this time last year, 7th of March.
Yeah.
We beat Bournemouth and we went to 82 points.
Were you at that game?
Yeah, I was at that game.
You were at that game, that's right.
Yeah, we went to 82 points, and I think City only finished up with 81 points. So technically, if you want to look at it,
I know.
You know what I mean?
But that was was that the lockdown game? Was that the game that we didn't play after that?
No, we played Atletico on the Wednesday.
No, but I mean, that was the last
Premier
league
game.
Yeah. But geez, that year has just, I think it's flown. Be honest with you, but
it's been shit, but it's flown, boy.
It's been shit, but thank God it's flown. But Keith, tomorrow night, anyway, do you think we'll win? I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be beaten, to be honest with you. I don't think we'll be beaten tomorrow night. I think there's a really good injection after that win the weekend. Even after the match, you could see a kind of little bit of a lift off the lads. I don't think they're the same. Chelsea, travelling away from home. Klopp will know them well. He'll know what way there's going to be set up with Tuchel. So I think we'll be all right. It's gonna boil down to, I think we'll do we take our chances when we're on top? Are we clinical enough when we're on top?
Yeah.
And I think every game till the end of the season is going to boil down to that, to be honest with you. We just need to be a hell of a lot more clinical when we do get our chances. We're going to create chances. Every game it's almost like a rinse and repeat of the previous game. We start well, we get on top, we create a half full of chances or half chances, we don't take them. And then and then we suffer a period of where we're hanging on skin of our teeth type shit, which hopefully Joshua comes back and adds a little bit more, I suppose, ruthlessness to that front
But
setup.
as you said, even just them having them on the benches, they're looking over their shoulder. That's all I want. You know what I mean? It up the stairs in the game, you know?
I think they'll score, right? I do think they'll get a
2-1,
goal.
I'm going to go 2-1 Reds.
Yeah, I think they're going to score, and we will need to score 2. And in order for us to score 2, the way we're playing at the moment, you know, one of the front 3 is going to have to step up, you know, and one of those goals might need to be a penalty or something along those lines.
Keith, I don't care if it goes in off the referee, VAR decision.
So listen,
I just think the point's more important.
Let's just hope somebody does something fucking stupid, gets sent off, and then we've got a Thiago masterclass in the second half.
I'll take that. Listen, we leave it at that, kids. Liverpool to win tomorrow night at Anfield. Huge game. And let's hope the Reds win. I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe.
Take care.
Cheers, bro.